Nice sweater.
Hello. Oh, nice sweater.
Didn't you wear that last week?
No,
Are you sure?
no. Did
He's
I?
already he's already in the waiting room. Should we just let him in and go?
Sure. Because I got
Oh.
nothing
Yeah.
special.
We'll talk about it during the show. I'll
Mhm.
bring it up.
There's nothing too special.
No.
Good day.
How's it going, guys?
Hello.
How's my mic sound?
Sounds great.
Tip top, man.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to hold
Wonderful.
mine away from my sweater because this week's episode, I can hear it like rustling on my shoulder. I didn't like that.
You should pick one of these up. I have a few here.
Yeah, fuck you. You should just give me one.
What kind of mics are those?
These are Audio Technica ATR 2100.
Nice. I have Audio Technica as well.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Shout out to Audio Technica.
Gotcha.
You will notice that we're in different locations. That's
Yeah.
just for safety purposes, right? So we're gonna
Oh, for sure.
I'm in my basement, Mark's in the studio.
Which is
And,
also in my basement.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Crazy.
So we're gonna do it like this tonight. I want to get my vape here, so I'll be right back. So how
How are
Okay.
you feeling?
actually before we get into
Oh.
like bombard them with questions here, how familiar with the show are you, Brayden?
I'm quite familiar. I've watched the Dead Levy one for sure, and I was listening to the one with the hour hand on my drive back from
Okay.
from Saskatchewan. So I've definitely checked you guys out a couple times.
Okay.
and really
Right
enjoyed
on.
it.
Right on, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot for sure.
Someone's
tip-
listening.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Brayden King, and this is episode 102 of the Sit Down Podcast.
Muse Canada is a new arts and entertainment media connection and support network. Skip the algorithms of social media and connect with other entertainment professionals across Canada. Sign up for just $5 a month or use the discount code FunkyMoose2021 for 10% off your subscription.
Do you have a ring light? That's what I'm using.
I don't, but I have this Costco light thing that has like different settings on it.
Okay.
Right?
Oh yeah. Mine does the same. That has a lot of adjustability. That's cool.
Right. And then I can change it, changes color too. Like I can go blue, green, red, but it's not the main light. It's like the base of it changes colors.
Right.
It's just one of, let's see if I can move it here.
I have a giant fluorescent light bar behind my computer, and sometimes it's a little too much.
Just
Okay.
one of these ones,
Oh, nice.
right?
From Costco, you said.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm broke. I don't have a Costco membership. I should probably get one of those. It doesn't. I don't know. I can't justify it when I'm just like a 21-year-old living alone. You know, it's
Yeah.
like because like the bulk. I just first of all don't have anywhere to put everything, and then like lots of it, unless it was buying frozen stuff, would go bad before I could eat it all. You know.
Yeah.
That's
we
it.
used to have a Costco membership, and we went like twice a year. So we were like, yeah, this is not worth it.
Yeah. Oh, for
Dude,
sure.
I can't walk in there without dropping like fucking $600.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Dude,
There's-
it's
everything's
crazy.
there.
Even like their clothes, like they'll have decent clothes in there, and like
Yep.
I'm
when I
wearing
go with
Costco pants right now, dude.
yeah, when I go with my parents, it is like okay, like let it stock up right now because like
Yeah.
you can get everything. It's crazy.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and
Well,
that's-
sorry, Mark, are you right in the city, Brayden?
I'm in Edmonton right now.
Right. So is Costco is there a Costco in Edmonton? There must be, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's like 3. I think there's one like maybe 3 kilometers north of me, like not far at all.
Right.
So
That's
I
that's
could,
very dangerous.
I could.
It's
It
very
is,
dangerous.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could potentially be. So
Do you
I
have
don't know.
cheap gas there too?
What did I pay? 135 yesterday. I filled up.
Oh, it's about the same as here.
Yeah, it was better before Christmas. It was better here than Saskatchewan, but now it's
On
yeah,
par.
yeah. You
Sorry,
can't.
Mark. I cut you off there earlier too. Do you remember what you were going to say?
Man, I'm like a goldfish. If I don't have my question right now, I'll whatever.
You'll forget it. No worries, man. Some really cool people on. That's awesome.
Oh, it's been a blast. We're having so much freaking fun, man. I love it. I love it.
And this,
And you guys,
so when we started, it was just Joel and I on the couch talking about random music news that we didn't actually dive into. We just read the headline and gave our opinion on the headline. But we never thought that we would be talking to a bunch of artists every single week.
right?
But
It's really evolved, hey?
yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
For sure.
So
I think
cool.
what's a bonus for us is like, and maybe not a bonus of it, but what's, for lack of a better word, making it easier on us is we're not reaching out to like the superstars. Do you know what I mean? I'm not asking Justin Bieber or Nickelback or, you know what I mean?
well, we
Like,
do have
it's-
Brayden King.
But we
do.
have Brayden King.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So we're basically highlighting more of the indie artist, and because of that, it helped us out a lot, right? It's more consecutive on booking guests. I think we're booked into the end of March right now with guests. So
That's
it's
amazing.
been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
and
much fun.
Obviously, the indie artists need the like the people that are big and signed and everything. They have the press teams and the exposure and everything like that.
Right.
And then for the indie artists, it's so nice to have something like exactly what you guys are doing, showcasing local talent that people may have not have heard of, right?
Exactly. It's I don't know. Well, maybe I'm oblivious to it, but I don't know if anybody else is really doing what we're doing. I know there's everybody and their freaking dog has a podcast nowadays, but like, you know, that it's typically they'll put out 10 episodes of something and that's it. Because it's on like one specific topic, and that's the podcast, right? Where us, it's like every week it's different. Like, here's some new music coming at you.
Exactly.
That nobody else, like, that you're not going to hear on the radio, or you're not going to see it. You'll find it on YouTube, of course, but you need to know where to look, right?
Exactly.
That's where we come in.
It's not in your face.
Yeah.
and Joel is still waiting for Chad Kruger to reply.
For Nickelback to get back to me. Well, that's what I'm straying away from Nickelback, but what I was going to say is like that higher not caliber, like, forgive me for wrong terminology here, but like, you know, somebody who's mainstream, they're hard to get to, man, because you have to go through their people to get to them. Whereas dealing with indie artists, I can just freaking shoot you a message on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, you want to come on the show? And then it makes it more, it's more personal. It's down to earth. It's like, you know, we're all just people here trying to do the same freaking thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about it. Keeps it real, man.
I thought it was really hard for people to get in touch with, like you say, Nickelback. But then I had a friend that was flying somewhere for a volleyball game, and he posts on his Snapchat story that he's with Chad Kruger. And just someone on their volleyball team had happened to know Chad, and Chad invited the entire team to his studio just to hang out and drink beers.
Hell
and
yeah.
Like, I was like, what the hell, man? Like, in fourth grade, I was obsessed with Nickelback. Like, you can ask anybody. It's all, like, we'd be sitting around a campfire, and someone's like, you know any oldies? And I'm like, yeah, this is off Nickelback's first album.
Hell yeah.
That's all it was, man. Like, I played straight up Nickelback for 2 years. That's all I would play. Like, just learning every song, which is just ridiculous. I still love Nickelback. Nothing wrong with Nickelback, but I've definitely broadened. Yeah. I have a theory that no one actually hates Nickelback. They just like jumping on bandwagons.
That's exactly what I feel like. That's what it is too. Because, dude, they got some killer music, man. Killer. I've seen them so many times in Saskatoon. Go ahead, Mark.
I think it has something to do with Canadians not wanting to support their own for some reason. So Celine Dion is hated. Justin Bieber, nobody likes in Canada. Well, I mean, that's the general consensus. Like you can't, as a Canadian, you can't like Canadian artists or unless it's Bryan Adams, but it seems weird to me because Nickelback is killing it everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I'm originally from Holland, when Nickelback came out in Holland, I mean, that was awesome. And then, I mean, I didn't make the connection between, them being from Canada because I didn't have a connection with Canada, but
right.
I had no idea that Canadians generally didn't like Nickelback.
I think it's like, I think Americans are like that too. I don't think, that's tough to say because every concert you see footage of them there. Like I have a couple of their videos. Dude, I've got a DVD of them playing in Edmonton.
Is it live at home?
It might be. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. And I have that's the one I got.
Once. I think so. You lent it to me once.
Killer, man. I played that one so many.
Early 2000s, right?
Yeah, long hair Chad. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. I watched that video countless times as a 5th grader. Just like it was so ridiculous how it started too. Like I just asked my dad who some Canadian bands were, and he said Nickelback. And like I bet you he regretted that saying that, like because he bought me Dark Horse, and we were in like his car driving. And I was like, Dad, let's listen to the whole album, and like first song, Something in Your Mouth. And he's like, okay, we're skipping this one. A song literally called Sex. And like just his 9-year-old son in the passenger seat just singing every word. And he's like, okay, we got to put some restrictions on this album. So I could only listen to like 4 songs on that album. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Just a point. I'm allowed to listen to them now.
Okay. Well, how can I ask how old you are, Brayden?
21.
Yeah. I'm 21.
Heck yeah, dude.
Pay attention, man. He just mentioned it.
He did. Hey, I was on a fucking Nickelback cloud here.
Man, me too. Once we got on Nickelback, I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got like, what do you think of the last album that came out?
It was heavier. Hey, like, I don't know if I even gave it like a full proper listen. But there was definitely some stuff that I really liked on there, but like nothing really clicked since I think Here and Now was the last album that really, really clicked for me for them. Yeah. And like Dark Horse. So I like the older stuff more than what they're doing now, but like nothing against what they're doing now. Like they got some killer tunes.
Freaking rights. Oh, they're so good great. Live, man. So much fun.
My parents took me when I was in grade 6. Sorry, Mark.
When you say new album, which one do you mean?
I'll have to.
Is it Feed the Machine?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I think that's the one. There's a song on there that's like it's not nursery rhymes, but kind of like old.
I thought you meant
songs.
Like
it's so good.
Like new came out like this year or something.
No,
or last
it
year.
was
pre-COVID. 2017.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Was I'm sure that's the last album that came out. Oh yeah, I freaking crushed that.
Well, there's another one that came out in 21 that is live from the Redrocks.
Yeah.
Live from Redrocks.
I haven't heard that one. There you go.
They have the 360-degree audio on that one. So if you watch it on YouTube, it's like super killer audio quality for a live show.
Sweet. Yeah.
And Redrocks is such a crazy venue. It just looks so cool. Everybody shoots their live videos there.
Where is that exactly?
It's in Colorado.
Is that the one that's like the stage is there's like
that one.
Freaking I gotta type this in.
No, it's an amphitheater.
Yeah, amphitheater.
So
that's
I remember Foo Fighters and the guy from Pink Floyd. I don't know which one.
David Gilmour?
Yes, they did what was it? The Coliseum or something?
Oh yes, I saw that.
That's the same kind of vibe, but this Redrocks is I'm gonna say a few times bigger.
Well, I don't know, because with the Coliseum, didn't they have it like 360-degree seating?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't. Where was that Coliseum? It was in. Was it in
Was
Rome?
was it in Rome, or was it a Colosseum kind of style in Greece or something? I don't know. I got to look that up now.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to know. But yeah, Redrocks is just super cool.
Right.
Tyler Childers, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he did a live video there as well, and it's just so good. He's a bluegrass country dude. He's crazy good.
Sweet.
Who?
Tyler Childers.
Don't know.
No, that's all good. I know you guys are so like. What kind of music would you guys say is like your niche with Funky Moose? Is it typically rock?
Joel and I like rock the most, but it's not like we hate country or we don't like pop or whatever.
Right. We're very non-biased. If it's good, if it's good music, it's just good music, man. That's all there is to it, you know?
For sure. There's no need for gatekeeping and everything like that.
No.
It's just...
Well, exactly. And who the hell are we to say what's good and what's not, right? We can have our own... Yeah.
We're definitely not the music police, you know?
Yeah.
No. And nobody should be. It's
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is why it doesn't make sense that so many people shit on Nickelback.
I know. I know, man. And I will never lose that opinion that I love Nickelback, no matter, like, even if I'm faced with like death and someone's like, just tell me that you hate Nickelback. And I'm like, you're gonna have to kill me, man. I really like Nickelback.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
So what else do you listen to?
Oh man. So I was brought up on rock and roll, and actually quite despised country for I was closing my ears off to that kind of side of things. So obviously Nickelback, and then that transitioned into a lot of classic rock like the Beatles, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, that kind of stuff, which really fell in love with, and played in a rock and roll cover band for 4 years playing that kind of stuff. So definitely broadened my horizons there. And then I think around right when lockdown hit, or shortly after, it was like around May or June, when things were loose enough that you could go have a campfire with your friends kind of thing. And all my friends were like, oh, can you play some Luke Combs or something like that, some country? And I was like, oh shit, I don't know any of this stuff. So I sat down and I started learning some of it, and then I was like, oh, I actually kind of like some of this. It's the pop country that I don't like very much, but then the outlaw and some of the Garth Brooks and Brooks and Dunn and Alan Jackson, and I found out that I actually really do like some of that country stuff. It's the body like a back road country that I don't really like that much. So really fell for that, and then got into Coulter Wall a lot, who's from Saskatchewan, of course, and Tyler Childers, as I mentioned. And then on the rock side, I listened to Rival Sons. I like them a lot.
Yes.
The Glorious Sons, of course. And then I'm still hooked on my classics. I always will be, and I don't think I will never ever stop going back to I was just screaming Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith in my car today. I'll never not enjoy that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just it's a constant evolution, and I always really enjoy finding new artists that I vibe with. I'm always looking for new music and everything.
Hell yeah, man. And that's, you know what? That's exactly how I felt today listening to your new album. So the new album that you just released, a couple of weeks ago, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe. That's all I've ever listened to of you. I'll be honest with you, today was the day I put on that album. I listened to those tracks and it blew my fucking mind, dude. It is so good. So good, man. I applaud you. Hell yeah, man. There's the feeling it gave me. Dude, your voice is impeccable. I love the sound of your voice when you're singing, and just the fact that it's you and a guitar on that whole album, dude, it amped me up, man. I was like kind of groggy today, you know, trying to not drink so much coffee and stuff. And once I put that album on, I was just like, holy shit, I can't wait for tonight. Like, it's gonna be so rad, dude. Like, you made my day. You made my day, 100%.
And now you're making mine. Thank you so much. That's that makes me so happy to hear that it connected like that for you, because for some people, like just a live record acoustic wouldn't hit very hard, but the response that I've gotten from it has just been incredible. People really like that kind of stuff, and I'm still gonna do lots of full band recording, but that was just kind of something that it was an idea that I couldn't get out of my head, and I was like, okay, let's go for this. And obviously not crazy budget wise or anything, it was something that I wanted to do personally, and I'll put it out and see what the people think. And like, the response has just been greater than I expected, which
it sounds so cool. Good. It sounds so good. So did you put that, like, how did you record it? Did you do it at home? Did you go to a studio, or like, walk me through that a little bit?
Yeah, so I've been good buddies with so it starts back, I met this guy named Tanner Bolianitz basically when I was playing in a band in high school. My drummer was friends with his drummer. They were headlining the club side of the Exchange in Regina. They wanted another band, called us up. We came and played, formed a really good friendship, kept in touch for a long time. Tanner actually went to the Recording Arts Institute of Saskatoon, in Saskatoon, Reyes, and started recording people. And he worked on my first 2 singles. And then I was coming through Regina, and I said, hey, man, let's do this live record. And initially, we were going to record it at a live show. And then we kind of decided that there was too much room for error in that. Like, what if one thing cuts out and this whole thing is jumbled, you know? Like, well, I even heard, like, the Hour Hand said, like, something cut out at their Coors show when I was listening to the podcast with them.
There was, I've seen them live a couple times, and I know there was one in particular, maybe this was the one where I think Cole ended up stepping on one of the chords, and then so the guitar got unplugged. Yeah. As they were playing. But I mean, it's nothing. You just picked it up, plugged it back in again. But it, like, a little thing like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't put that on an album.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So if there's the one little error, so we didn't really want that. So Tanner's got a studio set up in his basement just outside of Regina. And I was playing Regina the night after we did this recording. So I was in the area, and I just said, hey, let's do this thing. So I went down to his place. We set up a couple of mics, and I just sat there and played, and that's all it was. Like, I did a couple, I think the maximum amount of takes on one of the songs was like 5 maybe, but like some of them were 1 takes, and like
I was definitely going to ask that. I was going to say, all right, nice. Now what's the secret here? Like, did you legitimately do that, or did you cut it, or how? Like, why does it sound so freaking good, dude?
Yeah, so there's no overdubs. I'm playing the guitar and singing at the same time, and that last song about my grandpa, that was the hardest to record. I just knew that was one that I needed to get the emotion right. I needed to really convey what I was feeling. So I'd get a couple lines in and then stop, and then get a couple lines in. And it always makes me emotional singing that song. So I think that's the first one that we tracked, and that one took the longest by far. And then once we hit that one, it was like maybe 2 takes on every song, and it was like, okay, we're rolling. Let's just go. So like, right. Yeah. So it didn't take long at all. And Tanner really captured production-wise what I was looking for. I really just wanted it to be raw and clean-cut, vocal really shining through. So I think we captured that, and I'm so stoked with how it turned out. It was just
it's so good, man. It quickly jumped into one of my tops. Like, wow. no lie, no bullshit. It definitely did. I'm excited to play it a few more times. You know how, Mark, last week, or I guess this week or whatever, we were talking about albums that you just push play and you listen to, and like we were trying to figure out the last time we found a good album like that. This is one of those albums.
This is one of them?
Oh, dude, I should ask you, Mark, did you get to listen to the whole thing?
I did, but it was again, it was like I usually do, background music.
Yeah.
So I didn't really sit down and actually listen to it. But I will for sure, because I did pick up on, you know, some groovy guitar riffs, and I was like, all right, I can get into this. But I was busy, so I
hell yeah, dude. And the notes that you're hitting, like, it's just man, the album's a ride. It really is. Like, okay, no bullshit, man. Hit play. I'm listening to this, the first song. I'm like, oh, this is easily gonna be the best song on this album, right? Track 2 rolls around. It's like, okay, this one's right up there. So it's a little battle on which one's better. Track 3 rolls around. It's like, well, for fuck's sake, man. Like, is there any flaws in this kid? Like, every song was just topping the next. And the whole album was a ride, man. Like, from where you started, it's like a rise up. And then the way you end it with that song for your grandpa, it was just like the perfect planning on the what's it called? Like the track list. Yes. Thank you. Like, it was perfect. I went for a ride today, dude, and I loved it. I thank you for it, and I can't wait to do it again. It's that good. Like, it has my stamp a million times, dude. I love it.
So did you write all the songs yourself?
So there's 4 originals and 3 covers on there.
Okay.
So I wrote the 4 songs mostly by myself. The first track there had a little bit of co-writing, but mainly I wrote the bulk. And then the 3 covers that I did, there's Cocaine Country Dancing by Paul Coffin, who's a guy from Texas that I've really gotten into. There's Devil Wears a Suit and Tie by Coulter Wall. He's from Swift Current. And then Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd, which I kind of changed up for myself. And yeah, and the reason I chose those songs is because they're the ones that were hitting the hardest live. That would be my typical, if I was put in a half-hour slot, like that album is what you'd hear me playing. Maybe not now. I've added in a couple new things, but back when I was touring in September, that's like textbook the set that I was playing. So it just felt like there was no question of which songs I was going to play for an album. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So that made me think of a couple questions for you. One being, if you're going to do a cover of a song for somebody and put it on an album, is there, like, what are legalities with that, or like, what's the approach? Do you reach out to them and ask them for permission to be able to do so, or?
No, you just need the right licensing, and it depends on which distributor you're going through. But I use DistroKid to distribute all of my music, and they have an option for cover songs. And
nice.
So if you're gonna upload a cover song, easily you can do that, but you just need to input who the original artist was. Then they do the contacting, get the licenses, and then they let you know when they have the licenses, and then we're like, okay, we're ready for release now. So nice. It's a little bit of a process, but like they make it so easy. I love DistroKid.
And they're very inexpensive too, right?
Yeah. I have like the second price up. I think like you can get started with them for like $20 to $25 a year, releasing as much music as you want. Like that's pretty crazy. Right. So yeah, I really they've never let me down. So I kind of go with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
yep,
sticking with them.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sure.
Now I forget what my second question was on that.
Oh, you're like me.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny listening to that the hour hand one with you guys, because I believe it was I was listening, not watching, but I believe it was Mark kept cutting out because you would just disappear and then come chime in.
You know, oh, dude, it was that was a mess to try and edit together. As like that was terrible. It got to a point where like it was just like, F it, this is how it's going to be. It just has to go out like this because this is too ridiculous. And then we lost Gray's video halfway through. No, what happened?
Well, we lost the audio too.
There's like half of that episode that's not out, like we didn't release because when
Gray wasn't there.
Yeah, like
well, we heard Gray, but nobody else did.
Well, what happened was we used a different software. We tried Riverside. I think that was the first time we used Riverside instead of Zoom.
Yeah.
And the way it uploads the video is just different than how Zoom does it. And typically what happens when you shut down the computer, well, you don't shut your, like, okay, shit, let me take a step back here. Let's pretend that we were using Riverside right now. Okay. Now, when the episode we're done, before you shut your computer off, we need to make sure that your side of the video has uploaded to the cloud or to the software or whatever the hell, right? And I think what happened was Gray shut down before it had completed uploading. Is that right?
No, not quite. So because my audio was so shitty and I was like 10 seconds behind every question, so I couldn't really join, during the call, I was trying to adjust some settings. And somehow we all got booted out of the room, but also rejoined automatically. And then so all of our audio and video kept going except for Gray's. So there was a small glitch. Everyone picked up except for him, but he was still on the call. So we are talking to him as if, like as if he's there.
Yeah, because we didn't know that he wasn't recording at that time.
Yeah, and then
That's
at
crazy.
the end of the session, it's like, so where's Gray's audio and video?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess.
Yeah, so we have to redo that. Let's
our hand, you guys. I know you guys are listening right now. You guys, please come back and do a redemption episode on that.
Yeah, we got to do this the right way now.
We'd love to have you back.
Yeah, they're fun guys to listen to. I've never got to see them live, but I'm itching to sometimes.
Dude,
oh man,
you're gonna love it.
Yes,
you're gonna love it. I saw them 2 times for sure, maybe 3. We went all the way to Regina to go watch them because that's like they're another one. Got that stamp of Joel's stamp of approval, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come to Moose Fest.
Yeah.
Hey.
Spoiler alert, maybe.
So you guys have a festival, right?
Yep.
So Moose
we've
Fest,
had one. So this last August was the first one that we did, but I mean, since then we are now a nonprofit charitable organization like Moose Fest is. So we're already planning like 2022s already.
Yep.
That's so cool. And like, I thought I saw something on your Instagram that like it was at Capitol and you canceled something.
No. So Mark, do you want to take that one?
Yeah. So last year we did at Bellevue Hall here in town. And this year we're going to do it outdoors at the sports grounds here in town. But we were planning, we're still planning Clash at the Cap, which is organized by Prehistoric Productions, and we are co-hosting, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's basically a battle of the band that we don't want to call a battle of the band because, we're not the music police, like we said earlier. But we do. There is
prizes. Big time.
So there is a winner, but it's not like the other bands are shitty. It's just we want. So the prize package is a spot at Moose Fest, a recording session with Skull Creek Studios, and a music video recording with Prehistoric Production, and then there's also digital marketing and website design included,
and some and a photo shoot too.
And photo shoot.
I forget the company doing the photography, but that was in there. Like, dude, there was like $10,000 in prizes.
Yeah,
going out there.
That's crazy.
So that was going to be at the Cap, but we're putting a pin in that, and we're probably going to try again springtime because the whole COVID situation was not a good idea.
Well, we gotta do it closer to Moose Fest. It has to be done before Moose Fest. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So maybe May or June, maybe. I mean, we'll figure it out depending on the government, right?
Yeah, it's so crazy booking those live events right now because you got to roll with the punches like crazy. Like, I was supposed to have my biggest show to date this Friday at Cook County Saloon in Edmonton, which is the biggest country honky tonk in all of Edmonton, like with a full band, ticket sales, everything big, and it got moved to March, which it was a bummer. but also I have confidence that by March we might have a better chance of having it how I want a show to be, as opposed to like you're not even allowed to dance in Edmonton right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like people would have to be seated, and I'm like, I don't play seated music. I'm not like if I'm up there with the band, I am getting some. I'm gonna be having people shake their legs, you know, like that is what I want to do. I want to have a party. So fingers crossed for March that that'll go down, and it'll be as good of a time as I'm hoping for. Man, so exciting. And then you were just saying about the Cap. I just played there for the first time 3 weeks ago.
What?
What?
Opening for it was opening for Ari on January 8th. Yeah, I think.
Damn.
Whatever the Saturday was that weekend, we played the Cap that night, and then I played with Dead Levy in Regina on the 7th.
Right. Was Caitlin Leonard there too? Or was that?
No, that was they did New Year's Eve together.
Yes. Okay.
In
Oh, yeah.
Saskatoon, them and Dead Levy.
Yep.
So yeah. Oh my goodness, what a weekend of shows. So cool. That was the first show that the Cap had with their new stage. I
was just gonna ask that. Was it the new stage? Because they just redid all that, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked it for what I do, because I got up there with just me and an acoustic guitar, and I was stomping the stage, and it fit my aesthetic really well. But I remember during sound check, Ari and the boys were having some issues with the entire stage being wood. Just sound reflection of that is something that was they just hadn't had it dialed in yet, because it was the first
new
show.
Yeah.
So but the show went over incredibly. Everyone had a blast. We had a great turnout, which is really, really cool. And heck, I cannot wait to go back to the Cap. I cannot say enough good things about the people there. And sound was awesome. Just had a blast, man. And then Regina Revival Music Room is always my go-to. Such a great venue. And then obviously playing with Dead Levy and Dirty Garden was just like mind-blowing. So good.
Are you originally from Regina? Is that what you said?
I'm
Weyburn.
from Weyburn, Saskatchewan.
Close enough.
So yeah, the lead singer of Dead Levy is from Weyburn as well.
Okay.
So I grew up watching him, because he's 26 and I'm 21.
So much older than you.
It's crazy.
Oh, dude, Mark, you're old though.
Fuck off.
So yeah, grew up watching him, and then over the years, paths crossed, and ever since I started doing my solo thing, I've been really good friends with those guys, and we've gotten to play lots of shows together, which is lots of fun, and we got plans for lots more in the future. So
oh dude, I need to see Dead Levy live again.
Oh, everyone needs to, man.
You're right.
Oh, what a show, man. It's tough. It's impossible for me to stay seated during one of their concerts. I'm like, I have to go up there and freaking dance, like have some fun, man, because like just the energy, and like they're putting their all out on that stage every single time. Like no matter who's in the crowd, they will just put on a kick-ass show every single time. It's
I
high
agree.
Energy. Yeah.
I agree.
It's so good.
I haven't had the pleasure of seeing him live yet.
Oh, you got to do it.
I will. I will.
Yeah, for sure.
This episode of the Sit Down Podcast is brought to you by InspiredVaporCompany.com. Well, Inspired Vapor Company. Their website is InspiredVaporCompany.com. Go check them out, you guys. They're there to help you quit smoking, or using vape to help transition into quitting smoking. Know what I mean? Great guys, love working with them, and check out their website. If you make a purchase there on the site or in store, use promo code Moose10 for 10% off.
So this is kind of how we do it, man. We're flying by the seat of our pants, and we're just honored that you're here.
I love it. I'm honored to be here, man. Like it's so cool. I love the chill vibe. Like I've done other interviews that's like this isn't an interview, it's just a hangout kind of thing, you know.
Yep.
And like other interviews is like, okay, they have their questions, and then once the questions are done, we're done. You know.
Yeah.
But this is just like you go along with it, and you just have fun, which is really cool. No hate to like other people that have interviewed me and everything like that, but like this, I just like the different layout, and just it's very relaxed.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good to hear, because sometimes if you're an artist out there and you're coming on the show, or you're thinking about coming on, or you will be on, know that if you come on the show nervous, we're just as nervous as you are. Know that. So, you know what I mean? Just come in, chill. It'll just go so much smoother because we're just hanging out.
And by we, he means him.
Yeah. I've been
you don't
known...
get nervous, Mark?
Nah. He had you wanna talk about your jitters when you got
I fanboyed out a couple times already.
Yeah.
I think
well, Tyler and Dave.
Yes, but the truest fanboying out episode for me was Hen Dog and Josh Potter.
Yeah,
like hands down.
But that was also because you had something planned as a surprise, and you weren't sure how that was going to pan.
That was a factor in it too.
Yeah.
So like Hen Dog's a producer, musician out of Toronto area, and I know he watches a lot of the same podcasts that I do, like a lot of comedy podcasts and stuff like that. And there's one out there called The Josh Potter Show, who I'm a huge fan of Josh Potter. And Hen Dog had done a song and Josh featured it on his podcast and stuff. I ended up booking Hen Dog to come on the show. And when I did that, I DM'd Josh Potter, this stand-up comedian from the States, and I'm like, hey, I got Hen Dog on, would you like pop by the show while we're recording? And he's just like, yeah, for sure. So then I got like all freaking stoked about it, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't tell Hen Dog that Josh was going to be on the show, so like I was worked up about that too, like holy shit, like this is going to be huge. And it was just kind of, if you watch the episode, it's just kind of like, meh, whatever, we're all just hanging out, dude.
Yeah. So, exactly.
But it was like the closest I don't know. I just fanboyed out, dude. That's all it was.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun for me. And speaking of Josh Potter, get a shout out to Josh Potter because I got my JP shirt on. Heyo, I'm a roach.
Nice.
Roach for life.
But really, they do their groceries at Costco.
Yeah.
So they're just people.
That's true. That's true. I'm just a fan. I love being a fan.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the Theory of a Dead Man boys, that was exciting too, because I've been a fan of Theory of a Dead Man since day one, dude. Like, you know, they came out with like, when they started, I think they were signed with Chad's record label. I forget the name of the label.
604.
That's right. Yeah. So like a fan since then, saw them in Saskatoon, one of my favorite concerts I've ever seen. And then I ended up getting them booked on the show. These freaking spam calls, dude, my phone for the last week, I've done that and it made it worse, man, because they call like every 15 minutes.
You know, you can hit block after the call, right?
I do. I've blocked like maybe 10 numbers in the last 2 days, and I've got about another 4 or 5 to block here. It's
you know what? You know what the shitty part about that is? They all come from 306 987 and then whatever number behind it. Guess what my number?
Yeah.
No? Oh, my number starts with 987 and then a number after that. So now when I phone someone, they don't answer because they think it's a spam call. Right. And then I have to leave a voicemail and then they call back. Anyway.
What's nice from my phone is that it you know, I get the suspected spam or whatever. Yep. So I generally know that that's what it is. And it'll ring like 1.5 times. Like
1.5.
Yep, just enough to catch my attention, and then when I look at it, it stops ringing. But it's like it's never ending. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to knock. And it's probably because I posted that fucking video. They know it's me.
Of me answering a spam call.
That's right.
Oh boy, I haven't gotten a spam call in a long time, and knock on wood.
What's your number?
Oh shit.
We can make that happen for you.
Won't be putting that out there. I get enough spam DMs. People like, as soon as you start promoting yourself as an artist, your DMs will be flooded by oh, pay us X amount of dollars and we'll get you on this playlist and all this stuff. And it's like all these fake followers and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh. Or like you post something music related and then all your comments are like, promote it on.
Yes. Those are the worst.
We got those
so
too.
Annoying. Yeah. So, it's pretty annoying. There's too many fake accounts out there and obviously it's impossible to control it. But, it's not fun.
I keep getting go ahead.
Because it's too easy to create accounts nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a bot, right? It's a computer that's creating the accounts. And man, when people message me, like when I get DM'd those messages, I'll go to their profile immediately. And if it's like not an actual account, I just delete it or block it right away.
I report them right away.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've probably got about 20, like, you know, those girly ones. It's like a girl. I keep those followers. I'll let those ones follow me all day long. But they
even though they're probably a fake 50-year-old man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. I'll keep those ones on. But
you just keep looking at the profile pictures.
Yeah. Well, it's only one post too. Oh, what I was getting at was, you know, if I get a new follower or something and I'll check their profile, if they're not a public profile, like I don't follow back. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna put in the request to, like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
If you want to follow me, that's great. That's fine. I appreciate it. But like, I'm not going to follow you back if I have to ask you to. Like, I should be able to just boom, see what you're up to. That's how I feel about it. I could be wrong there, but
unless I know the person. But yeah, I generally don't.
Yeah, if you know the name, yeah. There's no point in, like, obviously if you're putting yourself out there. The one thing that ticks me off is like people that are trying to promote themselves as artists or stuff like that, and then they have private profiles.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like why? It doesn't make sense. Like, obviously, if it's like my grandmother's Instagram and she only wants family and friends so she can like sift through who she has following, sure, that makes sense. Go ahead, have a private profile. But like if you're in the public eye already and you're trying to get your exposure and all that stuff, let whoever follow you. If they give you trouble, knock them off there. But like,
even if it's
exactly.
Even if it's like a bot looking for a good time, just let them follow you. Right?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Get my followers count up there.
Those are just vanity numbers.
Yeah.
The like to follower ratio is just screwed at that point.
Yeah.
It actually, that makes a lot of sense. That's why that's maybe why I'm not getting a lot of likes. I got lots in my views, but could be.
Oh man. Yeah, like it's so weird. Like you have different types of followers, people that are actually like, I don't really understand how the whole Instagram algorithm works, but I guess it's the same with TikTok too. But like you have followers that are actually active with you, but then there's people that follow you but never see your content. So it's like I posted a Instagram reel of me. It was a repost from TikTok, and it was just me and a buddy, and I just screamed the intro of Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. Instantly on Instagram Reels, 1.4 million views.
Bam.
And I was like, okay, nice. And my follower count just shot right up. But my like ratio didn't change that much because they hit the follow button, but they never interacted or anything like that.
You know, so I've got a soon to be 7-year-old son, and he watches a lot of like Minecraft videos and stuff like that. He follows, like, I don't know how, maybe some of our viewers can relate to this, but there's like a guy named Beckbro Jack and a guy named Unspeakable, and they play video games and shit, and they've got YouTube channels, right? Anyways, my son watches that, but then he goes through like the shorts on YouTube, like the quick little 30-second things. Every single one of those video game ones, the first things that they're saying is like and subscribe, my thing. And there's my son liking, subscribing. There was like 4 nights in a row, like it's on my wife's account, but there was like 4 nights in a row. Janelle deleted like 200 subscriptions. Then the next night she's like, holy shit. And she has to delete another couple hundred, like, cause that's all he does. He'll scroll through there and like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. That's
so
like,
he's that bot.
That's what I'm saying. So he's one of those people that are just hitting like and subscribe, and could be a 6-year-old boy out there doing it on his mom's phone. Yep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's insane. For sure. It is. Yeah.
I should check with my daughter because she follows Unspeakable too, and she watches those shorts on YouTube as well. But I don't even think she's logged into any YouTube account.
Into an actual account. So then I don't think you can like or subscribe unless you're logged in. Yes.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because then there'd be nothing to subscribe for. Like if you don't have an account, doesn't.
Well, that's like sometimes when I go to a link from, like, let's say Instagram, for example, like I'm not sure if yours goes like this because I just subscribed to you or started following you like 10 minutes ago here.
Yeah.
But you know, if there's like a link tree or something like mine, for example, you go into link tree, you go to the podcast link. Unless you're logged into the account, you can't like or subscribe from there. Like I noticed that a lot. You know what I mean? Like I'll click on a link, it'll bring me to the YouTube page or whatever, but I can't do anything there. So then I'm exiting out of Instagram, and then I have to go in my account on YouTube, find the actual video, and then I can like comment or like.
So when you open YouTube in your Instagram, in the top right, you have the 3 bubbles. If you tap on that, you can tap on open in app, and then it'll go directly to the YouTube app.
All right. That saves me a few steps.
Yep.
Because I don't remember my freaking password to get in there.
And it doesn't matter, because by the time you're logged in and you go back, it logs you out again.
Right.
So don't bother.
Cool. Thanks for that.
That's cool. Right. Yeah. I thought of that, and then I was like, I don't know how to do that, so I guess I know how now.
Yeah.
Mark's my tech guy.
Some days I need a tech guy.
I recently removed all social media apps from my phone. It's nice and quiet now.
Oh wow!
Why didn't you just shut the notifications off?
Doesn't work.
No, because as soon as I have 2.5 seconds where I'm kind of bored or don't know what to do, I can go to Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever. Now it's not on my phone, so I have to go out of my way, go to my computer, and then go to social media.
I love Instagram. I'm in love with Instagram.
I'm not.
I mean, I get lost on TikTok more than Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. See.
I can get it.
Okay, so I've set up a Funky Moose TikTok account, but I can't even figure out how to follow the people that I want to follow. Like because the account is so new, I just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I can't tell if these artists, well, 9 out of 10 videos are not music related. They're whatever random shit that I don't want to see. But even then, if I do see an artist, I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're good. I just see this one video, and it's either meh, but I don't want to follow them based on just that one video. But
so you want to go find their other videos?
Yeah. So I know that you can go in the profile and then see who they are and whatever. But I don't want to rely on the TikTok recommendation engine to see the videos that I want to see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have you tried searching up people that you want to watch?
Yeah, a handful, but still, I'm still not.
Weird though. But the algorithm, like, it's so weird how that algorithm works, because just because you follow somebody, oh wait, never mind. You can click up top. There's the For You page, and then there's the followers page, and you can click on followers, and then only see the videos of people that you follow.
Right, but because I only follow a handful of people, I don't get recommended other like-minded profiles. And I also have to admit that I didn't put a lot of effort into it. But
yeah, the more you use it, the more catered to you the For You page will become.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. It like calculates, oh, he spent 20 seconds watching this particular thing. Even if you didn't interact with that, like even if you didn't like it or comment or follow or anything, they'll be like, oh, he must kind of be interested in this.
Yeah, that's the computers
and
curating it for you, eh?
And really, that's how Facebook and Instagram work too.
Oh, for sure.
But Facebook and Instagram probably have a little bit more information about me because it's also connected, also on the computer. And TikTok, you don't really use TikTok on your computer, right? I mean, you can, but nobody does.
Exactly.
And with Facebook, you have the Facebook login, and as soon as you log in with Facebook to a website, they have that information and they share that with Instagram. And then anyway,
that's like, dude, when you asked me about my tushy, the freaking dude, solid product. I recommend that to anybody out there. They're not a sponsor, but I think everyone should have a clean ass, right?
What is this?
Oh, it's a bidet.
Oh, yeah, I've used bidets before.
Yeah, so I bought a bidet, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And Mark happened to message me. This was a few months ago, maybe just before Christmas, about what was the name of that bidet that you got again. So I sent him the link to it. Like I went, copied the link, texted it to Mark, and then my whole freaking Instagram thing was filled with tushy things. And I'm like, I'm already a client, dude. Like, leave me alone. But it's hilarious. And all I did was send a link.
And now I forget why I asked, which is great for you.
Yeah. But oh yeah, man, solid product. It was like, I got it for like $100. It's not very expensive, very easy to install. And I think it's top-notch product, dude. So good.
That's crazy. Yeah, my best friend in junior high and high school, he's Korean, and his parents just immediately installed a bidet in their place, and like it was fancy, man. Like it had a heated toilet seat, all these different kinds of sprays, and I would get lost in the bathroom, man. Like
my whole world got turned upside down when I put that thing in, dude. I don't understand why every toilet does not have one of these things. Like, so here's the sales pitch on it, right? So, and I'm being real with you here. If you ended up getting shit on your arm, would you just take a piece of toilet paper and wipe it off your arm? You wouldn't do that. You would wash it off with water and soap, right? So why are we just wiping our ass with toilet paper?
Brayden's looking at you like, well, I don't know. I probably wipe my toilet paper.
Oh man.
But that makes sense, right?
It
like
does
you would
make sense.
You would wash it off. Yeah. So why have we? That's what I mean. My world was turned upside down, dude. I wash my ass.
And you save a shit ton on
toilet paper.
Yeah.
My dude, since I bought that thing, the only time I've used toilet paper is if I've had to use the bathroom like outside of my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And toilet paper
is
not cheap.
Yeah. That's true.
Come to think of it, I got that bidet in that whole time period when everybody was buying toilet paper like crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of when I got that bidet. I was like, fuck toilet paper. Yeah.
That's why you bought it too. Like
I think so. It was and I had a promo code that I got off of a podcast, so I used it.
So you were just light years ahead of everybody.
Dude, my Starlink got shipped out this morning. So I bought one of those Elon Musk, like the Starlink internet provider there from Elon Musk. I purchased that, or I put a deposit on it last March, and I just got notified this morning that it's on its way.
What does that have to do with shit?
Well, no, it's about being so
I feel like
far
we should get
ahead
away
of
from
everybody.
the shit.
You think so?
Right. Yeah. No, but it's about being trying to stay a step ahead of everybody. So it's going to take over the world. How? Well, right now, but when I get my faster internet in rural Sask here, it's going to be unbelievable.
Have you guys got those ads for Alpha Brain from Joe Rogan and
Dude, I've been trying to let my wife let me buy that so bad.
dude, I've seen so many good reviews, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind trying it out, you know?
Why? What's it gonna hurt?
Fill me in. What is this?
So you know that stuff that Jennifer has that you guys were taking? I ended up buying a little bottle off of her.
Life Vantage. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's like that, but maybe 100 times better. That's the short version of that. It's supposed to like help you with your brain functionality, like remembering stuff and just being more energetic, right?
Okay. Yeah, and focused, but it's caffeine free, and yeah, it helps with memory and focus and creativity.
Dude, if you do it, I'll do it. I'm down.
You know what? Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. I'm in.
I don't care. Like, we just need to. I know it's an American-made thing, so we need to find a Canadian provider. That's the one thing.
I think we'll just DM Joe Rogan and get him to send us something.
Hang on, what's it called?
Alpha Brain.
Alpha Brain.
I think you can get it through Onnit, maybe, because Onnit is one of Joe Rogan's companies too, or he's a part owner in it, where you get like the kettlebells with the Rogan logo and stuff. I think you can get Alpha Brain through there.
Yeah, I've been ever since I interacted with it once on TikTok. It's been retargeted ads, right? It just keeps coming back to you, and it's like every single time it's more intriguing.
Hell yeah, dude! I would say that it's like I'm in it. I'll do it if you do it, hands down.
I'm actually down.
We'll report back on it. But like you said, we got to find out how if and how we can get it into Canada, because some stuff won't, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what's something I purchased that didn't make it here. There was something, and it was last year. What the frick? Hang on, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna go ask Janelle what that was.
I'm googling it right now. Actually, not googling, but yeah.
What do you find in there?
Not much. Canada. Okay. Where can I buy? Okay. So on it.com, it looks like you should be able to order it there for Canada.
Okay. I mean, I've done my little research on it, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Well, from what you guys are saying, it sounds similar to what I'm already using, and those are
what is that?
So Life Vantage is so I see on the Alpha Brain or on the Onnit website that you can buy the subscription model where you deliver every 45 days or whatever. Life Vantage is kind of the same thing, where you can order it for you have. There are two types of capsules. There's NRF1 and NRF2. And then I don't know which one is which exactly, but the NRF1 supports, body. So it helps your cells protect themselves. I don't know. I'm explaining that wrong, but it's something like that. And then the NRF2, or the other one, is supports or avoids brain fatigue or brain fog. So it kind of keeps you sharp until you go to bed, kind of thing. And it's also caffeine free. And
so do you find it works well for you?
I can tell if I skip a day.
Yeah.
So we use the both pills once a day, and for the NRF2 or whatever the heart tablet is, we use half a pill because they're pretty potent if you use a full one. But yeah, if I don't have it one day, I will be groggy all day and I can't focus. And
is that withdrawals?
No, it's not a withdrawal. It's just less focused.
Okay, so would it be the equivalent of how focused you were prior to using the product? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is it amped up?
Yeah. No, I think, yeah, it probably similar. So I know a guy that's he's probably pushing 60 or just turned 60. He uses the product too, and he runs around like a 21-year-old because of it. And him too. If he says if he quits taking him for a couple days, he's just out of whack.
Yeah.
It is so weird that we're having this conversation because I literally just watched Limitless like 2 days ago.
That's a good movie, hey?
It is a great movie, and it's like this has sounded a lot like.
Oh, you don't become Superman or anything by any stretch,
No,
but it does make you feel better.
Yeah,
I find.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I found out what that product was. There's actually 2 of them that we tried getting shipped. The one that I was thinking of specifically was Liquid IV. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, is that the for hangovers?
Well, they promote it as like using that after a hangover and stuff, but it's like basically a vitamin, not a supplement. It's crystals that you mix with your water to basically flavor your water. And then it's got all kinds of good vitamins in it, vitamin D, E, C, all that kind of stuff, right? So we see a lot of promos for that on the podcasts we watch, and we were like, oh shit, well, let's give it a go and we'll use the promo code or whatever, but they didn't ship to Canada. So then we were like looking into it and stuff, and there's very similar products Canadian wide that would basically, it's the same thing, just different name, essentially. The other thing that I was thinking of, there was something we tried getting shipped here. They wouldn't ship here. So Janelle's parents were in vacation in the States. So we tried getting it shipped to that location, and we were just going to have them bring it in with us. That never happened, but that was like Janelle's Dr. Pimple Popper merchandise that she tried to purchase. But
I have one of those t-shirts.
Yeah, they ship to Canada now is what's told me.
No, I was just kidding. I don't have a Dr. Pimple Popper t-shirt.
Hey, Liquid Death was like that too. When we first started drinking this stuff, they didn't ship to Canada.
I got it too. Mine's empty.
We ended up getting some of that.
So what is it? I've seen it many times.
Water.
Yeah.
Water in a can.
It sounds extremely, like, it sounds dangerous.
It's very innocent. It's very innocent, but they have a rockstar marketing campaign.
Yeah.
So it's just straight up water.
Hell yeah, dude. So the white cans is like non-carbonated water, and the black cans, it's carbonated water, mountain water.
Wow.
But the whole, like, I think Liquid Death, the whole campaign is death to plastic, because plastic, whatever you think of it, it's actually not recyclable. So it goes to the landfill and it stays there for however long it takes to.
It actually says on the can, hashtag death to plastic. We donate 10% of the profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the Liquid Death, right?
Yep.
I'm going to have to try it out. It just looks cool.
Alpha Brain does ship to Canada, it looks like, through onit.com.
Through Onit, I told you. Thank you, Joe Rogan. You got yourself 2 new clients here today.
Oh yeah, Joel. We're gonna have to keep in We're gonna have to keep in contact and say our
100%,
reviews.
100%. I'm gonna order some probably tonight. I'm gonna get some.
Honestly, yeah. like this was the convincing that I needed. Like one other person that was like into it. Like.
Freaking rights. Yeah, I'm in, dude. I'll give it a go.
Now Brayden's regretting this.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find a promo code for it too and get a little discount.
Yeah, you want one?
Yeah.
I got one.
Do you?
Let's see.
Yeah. Text it to me or whatever. And
there, according to my my browser, there are 16 coupons available.
Right on. What are the sources though? Because are those legit coupons?
So I use Microsoft Edge, and it has a coupon search thing, and it just shows you everyone, every coupon, and then you can just hit try it, and it just tries all the coupons, and then whichever one works, it applies.
Okay. I remember you got a message, Mark, not that long ago. Somebody was saying something about found a coupon for Funky Moose Records and was asking if it was a legit one.
Yep.
Oh, it was? Yep.
Oh. Yeah, and they placed an order. So it's
There
all
you
good.
go. If you guys want to place an
Nice.
order at Funky Moose Records, use code Moose10. No, the sit down 10.
No,
Sit down 10 for 10% off at Funky
right.
Moose Records, you guys.
that's right.
Nice.
Hell
That's
yeah.
really cool. So it's not a physical record store. It's only like an online record store, right, Mark?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. It's an online only store for now. That's how it started, and that's probably how it's going to be for another at least a year or two. Because it doesn't make sense the way we are set up right now. It doesn't make sense to transition that all to something that you can browse through. Like
Right.
everything is catalog, or everything is sorted by catalog number, for example. So if you're looking for Queen or whatever, you won't be able to find it just like that because it's all by number, and that's
For
a
sure.
system we use so we can find albums quicker, so we can ship them quicker.
So
That's
all
awesome.
well, not all of them, but all the used records for sure that are
Yep.
sold. Mark is the one who's physically packaging them and shipping them out,
Yeah, or Jennifer.
Nice.
or Jennifer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And when did you start the company, Mark?
2015.
Cool.
Yeah, the idea came in 2014, and it took me a while to figure out what and how I'm going to do this exactly. But so 2015 is when I got the ball rolling, and in June 1st, the doors opened to the website, and June 8th, I want to say, the first order came in, and from there it was just a snowball, and it just here we are.
Evolved.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I run to the washroom real quick?
Give
No,
everybody,
you got to sit,
All
and
right.
you got to
as long as you come back with your guitar.
Oh, I'll play a tune if you want me to.
yeah, for sure.
For sure. Awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna mute. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay. So did you hear us talk about you?
I did, yeah. I was
Yeah.
taking a leak. If you really care, I was taking a leak. I was listening and just laughing the whole time, man.
That's too funny.
And now you got me thinking about bidets, man. Too many products now.
This episode is going to be expensive for Brayden.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Free to record, but the bank account is gonna be killing me, man.
Yeah.
And a Costco run. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
could you could probably, my dad bought a bidet at Costco, but he like went for that high end one that you were talking about.
Mm.
Oh,
The Tushy one isn't like that. You can get them, but that's like, depends how much money you want to spend. I just got like the low tier one.
Do you
with
have
a
it
couple extra dials, but
do you have it hooked up to warm water too?
hell yeah, I do, dude. I don't
That's
shower in
interesting.
cold water, man. I don't wash with cold water.
I've tried cold. Have you guys tried cold showers before?
Fuck, I hate it.
I haven't, but I've been looking at those ice barrels, and I'm getting a bunch of ads for those too lately.
God.
I was on cold showers for like a while, and I definitely found benefits, but like, so once you get into it and start doing it, it's automatic. You don't really care. I don't know why, but I would just count to 7 and then just jump in. I would just go for it. I don't know why 7. I just did. Yeah, it's
All
just
right.
weird. I would just like, it was so weird. But like, once you get out of doing it, it's hard to get back in.
Yeah.
So like, but
I took
definitely-
I took a few cold showers thinking it would, okay, this is going to change my life. And then you get out and it's like, fuck, I'm cold.
Yeah,
I don't know-
but
I
then
don't
you're
know.
energized. You're energized.
Right?
And I found that I didn't need as much caffeine because like right now, I'll straight up admit I'm a lot of people are just full on caffeine addicts. Like, so I'll drink like 2 cups of coffee a day, 2 or 3, except the kicker is before I go to the gym, I always take pre-workout. And like, that's a lot of caffeine. And it's like, you get the jitter and you just start pumping iron, and it's
Right.
a lot of fun. I like it. It's great. And like, that's another thing. It's like, I don't know if I could go back to, like, I'm almost at a pre-workout and I'm like, okay, before you go to the gym tomorrow, you got to go buy more pre-workout. Like, I'm not going to do a workout without, it's not as
Without it.
fun. It's not as fun,
Hmm.
which is, it's a weird thing to get into, but I've definitely found more fitness progress since doing it, and it's also like all my friends too, but like not that I get influenced, but you do, you know, it's like all your friends are taking pre-workout and you're like, okay, yeah, let's all just do that.
That's like me with the alpha brain. I was like, I'll do it if you do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Joel, we're gonna be jumping off bridges together. It's gonna be crazy.
Next time you're in Saskatchewan, you come here, and then you guys jump off St. Louis Bridge.
Yeah, if we're allowed on there.
No, you're not. That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get injured and arrested. It's gonna be so sweet.
And it's content.
I'll film.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be on the bridge.
Shit, man, you come out for Moose Fest. We'll do that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll be in contact about that. I'm planning. I can't talk about a whole lot, but I think I'll be in Saskatoon and Regina in April.
All right.
With some cool people. So yeah, that's
cool, man.
That's really exciting. I'm gonna be playing lots more shows.
So who are these cool people?
Oh, just Dead Levy. Just I'm doing lots of cool stuff with them. We're planning lots of shows outside of Saskatchewan together as well. So it's
freaking rights, dude.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're super stoked, and yeah, I'm always happy to play with those guys because it's just they bring out the worst in me party wise because we always have way too much fun. But like they're just like it's just too much fun, and like it's weird. Like I'm branded as a country artist. But it's like the rocky side of country, edgy side of country, I guess, because I was definitely influenced by rock first, and I want to bring those influences into what I do. And they're like straight up no nonsense rock and roll, but it vibes really, really well in a show. And like I was shocked the first time that we did it. I was like, oh, this works out really, really well. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They're great dudes.
Cool.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to Dead Levy.
I started working with a great guy named Cody Mack out of Edmonton that got me. He's basically the reason I have a career right now, like playing gigs as often as I get to, because he books me all over, and he gave me a shot for this opportunity for the Egg Society, and now it's next Saturday that we're showcasing, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like this is gonna be really, really cool. So
congrats, dude. That's fire. I do want to tell you though, like no disrespect to Cody at all, but the reason why you have this isn't because of Cody. It's because of all the talent and how good you are, man. And I want you to know that it's because of you. It's not because of Cody.
Thank you.
So like, just you put some not that you have a lack of confidence at all, by all means, but it's like, man, give yourself some credit there, because
for sure,
Cody wouldn't be booking shows if he didn't have you to book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
he wouldn't book you if you sucked.
That's right.
That's another thing. Yeah, for
so
sure.
The show isn't because of him. It's because of you, man. Because you were genuinely, you're talented, man. You're fucking awesome. Like, dude, I'm a fucking ride or die fan. You got me for life.
Oh, here we go again.
Thank you, man.
Here we go again.
Oh man. Next thing we know, you guys are driving up to Edmonton for a show.
I totally would, man. I would not. That wouldn't stop me. It's only 8 hours away. That's fuck all.
Yeah, it is.
Edmonton is 6. Calgary's 8.
There you go. Even better. I'll go see you in Calgary too. And Edmonton and Calgary.
But
Calgary's fun to play.
He's coming to Saskatchewan, so you don't have to drive to Edmonton.
Yeah, I'll go there too, dude.
Yeah. Well, this big one at Cook County Saloon, that's my first big full band thing public. And it's going to be, it's going to be so rowdy. I'm so excited. Like, I'm talking to all my friends, and like, we're going to try and sell as many pre-sale tickets as we can and just like push it so hard.
That's the one in March?
March 11th. It's a Friday night.
Right.
How many people do you think you can fit there?
Oh man, it's a 500 person venue for sure.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we'll get what we can. I was told that like if we can sell like 50 to 75 pre-sales, we're golden, because Cook has a really good straggling crowd that'll just come in regardless of who's playing. So and it's a really young crowd too. Like I go to Cook when I'm not playing gigs, just because I like it there so much. I'm a big country fan. I would much rather two-step on the dance floor than the Kid Leroy like at some big club that's just like packed so tight and people are just grinding and all this. Like, it's just not fun. Honestly, there's a club in Edmonton called Midway, and they actually host a lot of great concerts there, but on their typical off nights, it's just a regular club, and it's huge, and it's where all the young people go in Edmonton. And the first couple times, it's like, okay, this is so much fun, and then it just wears off, and I'm like, I need to drink to forget that I'm here. It's just I'm just like, as soon as we get there, I'm like, why did I agree to come here? Like, this is not fun. Like, and then I finally got now things are kind of shut down again, but like near the end before lockdown, like the second, whatever lockdown we're on now, I finally got my buddies on like the Cook County train, and I was like, "Go, boys, let's go to Cook sometimes. Like, let's go have some fun there." And they finally came around, and they're like, "I like Cook. This is good." So
nice.
Get to go jam my country tunes there, and then like as soon as I tell all my friends I'm like I'm playing Cook, they're like mind blown, because they're like, "We go to Cook every weekend. There's always great music there." Like, they're like, "We'll be there regardless," but like, that's cool, man. Like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's exciting, man.
So excited.
Freaking right. What's the biggest venue that you've gotten to play so far?
Trelapa Festival. As a solo artist, definitely Trelapa Festival. In the last summer, it wasn't their full-on festival, but it was kind of like Trelapa 0.5 or whatever, and they only did a one-night thing, and I got on the bill there, and a big stage, good crowd, a lot of fun. And then with my old band, it was my old band's last show in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, and it was the summer of 2020. Yeah. And we put on a fundraiser concert. We headlined, we had Dead Levy, and then a couple other Weyburn artists playing, and it was a drive-in concert. And I think the number was like 300 and some cars.
Oh, wow.
Just like looking out at that was just like, whoa, this is really, really cool. So I got that was a huge rush. I played the All Folked Up Festival in Momart, Saskatchewan a couple times, which was great. My band opened for Stampeders, which was like, it was so crazy because they're one of my dad's favorite bands, and then he got to come out and watch us open for them, which was just like really cool. Nice. And right now I've just been doing a lot of smaller pub gigs because the larger scale concerts haven't been
right.
That's where you get weary, and so I'll play cover sets and throw in a couple originals, but like 3 to 4 hours a night on Friday, Saturday, and just go up there and take requests, and it's a good way to get my name out there and just keep my performance chops up. So I've been doing a lot of those, and like they're not huge scale by any means, but they're so much fun. I love doing it.
That's what it's all about, right?
That's that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just this past weekend was my first weekend off in, I think I counted 3.5 months.
Oh wow.
And my mom was like, "Oh, you probably need a break or whatever." And I was like, honestly, if Cody called me right now and said, "You got a gig?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm there,
out the
man."
door.
Like,
let's go.
Like, let's go. I just didn't feel right on a Saturday night sitting in bed at like 10 o'clock watching Netflix. It didn't feel right. I was like, I want to be on a stage right now.
Well, that's what it feels like when you're, late 30s, early 40s. Saturday night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, with a 6-year-old who doesn't stop until he's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't rush into that venture just yet.
No. I'm not in a hurry by any means. It would definitely make the road life very difficult.
Yep. For sure, yeah.
I've heard of a lot of people that just altogether quit touring once they had kids, and so I'm like,
everything changes.
yeah.
Everything changes, dude.
Yep.
I just got out of university. This past semester was my last semester. Finished with a diploma instead of a degree because I was like, you know what? I just want to get out there and do it. I was taking music in school at MacEwan University, and I was like, okay, I think I've got my chops now. I think I've got what I need. Let's just get a diploma. I don't need another 2 years of school because no one ever asks for your music degree.
That's
no
right.
one. Ever. So I was like, okay, let's just get out there and see if this can happen. And now I'm doing it full time, and that's just like so much fun. And I'm like, I got to do as much as I possibly can right now because like I'm 21. Like I've got no other responsibilities. This is the time I can take a risk and go and have some fun. So that's what I'm doing, and it's really working out well so far. And I only really started my solo live career in May of 2021. Like that's right when things kind of reopened up to play shows, and I didn't have a band, and I just started playing small scale stuff and never stopped.
Right. What's cool for you being 21 years old and like you said, just starting on the solo stuff last May, and where the world is right now today. Like for what I'm getting at is you take a band who's like maybe been around for 30 years already, you know, grinding it out, doing the touring, putting out albums, and then COVID hits and everything is shut down and you can't do what you're accustomed to. Where like that's devastating, and that fucking just plain sucks, right? And then you've got an artist like you that's new, who's young, and you're in it, you're in the trenches from the beginning of it. So like it's not that it's easier for you to adapt to where we're at today, because like you're growing with it. Do you know what I mean? So then it is kind of easier for you to adapt at it. Yeah, man. Grab it by the balls, take advantage of it, and keep doing what you're doing, man. 100%. You're doing it right.
Yeah, and starting at a difficult time like this, it can only get better.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I know. It's like if I've been able to play every weekend despite everything that's going on since May, it's like, what can I do when we're back to how we were this past summer?
That's right. Yep.
So,
and I think you're approaching this pretty mature, in a mature way too. Like you are 21, but and exactly now you can take the risks. So
for sure.
Yeah, that's smart thinking.
Yeah,
that was
hats off to you.
Thank you guys. That was a weird phone call to my dad in university. I was like, hey dad, I don't think I want to finish. Like, I don't think I want to do another. I think I want to quit, and I want to not quit, but like get the earlier exit and go and do this thing. And he's like, as long as you're happy, just go do it. And
exactly.
I was scared to make that phone call because you never know what they're gonna say.
Yep.
But I am so grateful to have like such supportive parents. Like they would be at every single show if they could. And it's just like I always say, like, how many successful artists could have there been had their parents been supportive? Because there's so many times when maybe a kid says, hey mom, I want to be a singer, and she's like, no, you gotta go be a nurse. Like, you gotta go get that real job. And like, I don't think there's anything. What is the definition of real job anymore? There doesn't need to be one. It's, are you making enough money to live? That's your real job. Like, that's all you need.
No, the real job is a 9 to 5. You go to work, you do whatever you need to do, and you get the hell out at 5 o'clock. That's a real job.
Nah, that's bullshit. Because like,
I agree. That's bullshit. I don't do that.
And no one, like, the vast majority of the people that are having those real jobs, the 9 to 5, are they really happy, or are they just working for the weekend?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
Granted, if I had to, Like if like brass tacks, if it came down to it and I had to go apply at McDonald's, let's say, to be able to provide for my family, I would do that.
Yep.
If I had to, but I don't have to do that. So I'm not worried about that.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not there yet. So not that I'm not dissing McDonald's. I'm not, because like that's a high paying job, man.
Wait, I'm not there yet. Are you going there? What's going on?
I don't know.
Even talk about real job. Like there are 17-year-old kids on TikTok making a 6-figure income by posting dances. There are the same age people that are making the same money flipping NFTs. I don't even know what that is. I don't understand.
I know, right?
Right? What the hell is it? I kind of got the grasp on it now, but like I don't know how to implement it to myself. But like everyone's like, oh, it's gonna take over every industry, like the music industry and everything like that. I don't know about that yet. Like I don't know how it fits with me yet, but I do understand what it is.
Yeah, I think NFTs. Yeah, I'm not fully versed in it at all, but I believe that it's gonna be huge in like the metaverse. I think the metaverse is like gonna be freaking ridiculously huge, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it, in my head, the way I understand it, an NFT, for example, is let's take like, you know how people, there's a world, right? Metaverse is a world. It's like a virtual reality world where you can buy property, you can buy land, and basically you plug into this thing and you're in VR in the metaverse, right? Now you go in there, you're going to be naked. You're going to need a t-shirt. So there's somebody who's like good at computers, will design and create a t-shirt, like maybe only one of them, and it's like a freaking Brayden King band t-shirt or whatever. But you can only get that in the metaverse. Now that shirt's worth $10,000.
Yeah, because then
you know, because it's a one of a kind. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then somebody buys that program or whatever to be able to have that t-shirt in the metaverse, and they're the only one with it. Now Mark wants that shirt. Hey, I want one of those. Well, I'll sell you mine, but you got to give me 10 grand.
Because it's the only one.
It's the only one.
You know what I got out of this?
That's a good way to describe it.
You know what I got out of this explanation? If Joel goes into a world naked, the first thing he buys is a t-shirt. not underwear.
Maybe he's confident.
Yeah.
My avatar. Well, and okay, so the avatar that I would be in the metaverse, right? There's a price on that one. If I want it to look like me, somebody's got to make that avatar. Then I need to pay that person to be able to create that. Or if I want to be Boba Fett or whatever, there's only X amount of them. I want to be that character in this world. So there's your NFT. That's how I don't know if that made any sense, but that's how I think it is.
I'm not sure if that's how it's gonna be, because I think currencies like Bitcoin are gonna take care of that. I think the NFT comes in where it's proof that this is the only copy. Well,
that's an added factor.
Yeah. So you don't pay with an NFT. You pay in Bitcoin, and you hand over the NFT saying that this is the original. Now you're the owner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. That adds up. I don't think I'm going to hit festival season super hard this year. I'm going to try and run the rodeo game and play all those. And then next year when I have a good... I'm going to try and get some radio airplay on on one of my next singles that I've been working on. Actually, 2 of the songs that are on the live record are songs that I'll have full band versions of coming out later this year, and they just sound... I just got the mixes back, and I'm just floored. I'm like, this is cool. I worked with Chris Demas from Regina. He plays drums in Surf Dads and Bleecker, and he produces lots of Regina bands.
Oh, he was... Super cool that's guy. The drummer for Room 333.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was texting him trying to get him on the show too, or trying to get Bleecker on the show.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I haven't met any of the other Bleecker guys, but Chris is a really cool dude.
Right on.
Yeah,
that's I'm glad you mentioned that because I gotta follow up with that.
Yeah. And he drummed on the tracks, and frick, is he a good drummer?
He is, eh?
Like, oh my goodness, just like one of the best that I've ever seen, man. Like, he just knows what to do, and like has a lot of experience doing what he does. So yeah, super cool dude.
Hell yeah, dude. I think he's in Toronto right now.
He
Well,
is,
last time I talked to him, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Toronto recording with Bleecker. Well, he moved to Toronto, and he's recording with Bleecker right now.
Nice.
But he still flies back to Sask for recording stuff because he still has he has a studio in his parents' basement in Regina, and it is super cool.
Freaking right.
Yeah.
I think the rodeo thing, I think that's a smart play.
Yeah.
I don't see anything going wrong with that at all.
Yeah, and it's a good, although I'll be playing a good chunk of covers, I get to still throw in my originals. And like they're long nights, like 3 hours or whatever. But like that way I can first of all save up some money and then take even more risks next year. There is money to be made in this industry if you're willing to if you're dead set from the start of like I'm only going to be playing my original music, it's a bit tougher. But like if you can get in playing cover songs places and throw in your originals and make people fall in love with you first, and then like it's a lot easier that way.
Yep.
And then obviously there's merch, and like I went out to Grand Prairie, Alberta for 12 nights and played 12 nights in a row. Cover songs every night. It was Friday to not the following Thursday, but the next Thursday, just going. And I made rent for a year. Like I was like,
right on.
This is like, I don't care that I played cover songs. I got to make money playing music.
Yeah,
like,
doing what you love to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like really eye-opening. I was like, this is something that I can do. Especially like if the world wasn't in this state, I'm like, oh my God, what would the possibilities be if we had those guarantees? Like, because I'm booking this tour with Dead Levy, and I'm like, and every single time Taylor and I talk about it, we're like, we hope it happens. And I'm like, I can't wait for the point where I could stop having to say that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are with the Moose Fest in August. It's like, we're going to just plan like it's happening. Like right now it's happening. Unless for whatever reason, the government says we can't do it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as of right now, dude, it's fucking happening. Like,
yeah,
nobody said no yet. Right.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to flip it here a little bit. Are you still game to pleasure us with some music?
Oh, 100%, man.
Okay.
He's like, oh shit.
Dude, like your sound is sounding really good right now too. So I'm very hopeful on this. Just know that it is Zoom, right?
All right. Hello, I'm Brayden King, and this is my song Down That Road for the Sit Down Podcast. It's been a late night on the down bar, stumbled out the door, I think I drank too much, and I hear a song calling out to me with the strings singing together like a symphony, yeah, like a symphony. Ooh. Then I see a man with a crooked smile, looked like he was standing there for quite a while, and I said, hey man, can I sing what you sing? Boy, yes you can. And then he played the tune, yeah, then he played the tune. Out on my own with a bag full of nothing and the spirit in my bones, don't know where I'll go, but the player on the corner told me head on down that road. Told me head on down that road. Said this path is yours to take. You can live it if you want to. Another day day on the cobblestone, hopped a train from home to me, now I'm all alone. In the square, saw someone I knew with a ball cap, a blue shirt, and leather shoes. Yeah, yeah. Said, "Saloon on me, how have you been?" Then he looked up at me and gave me a grin. Said, "My friend, are you ready to sing?" Then I nodded my head and he strummed his strings. Oh yeah, yeah. Then he strummed his strings. Yeah. Out on my own, with a bag full of nothing and the spirit in my bones. Don't know where I'll go, but the player on the corner told me head on down that road. Told me head on down that road. Said this path is yours to take. You can live it if you want to. Yeah. Well, I gotta go back across the pond. Time has come for our last song. Said goodbye, not for long, my friend. When you come back around, we'll do it again. Gotta go back across the pond. Time has come for our last song. Said goodbye, not for long, my friend. Yeah. Out on my own, with a bag full of nothing and the spirit in my bones. Don't know where I'll go, but the player on the corner told me head on down that road. Told me head on down that road. Said this path is yours to take. You can live it if you want to. Yeah. Said this path is yours to take. You can live it if you want to. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you so much.
And the crowd goes wild.
No doubt.
Yeah.
What was that song called?
That's called Down That Road. I wrote
You know
it
what?
about...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wrote it about... I lived in Belgium for a year, which was really cool. And,
Belgium?
Yeah.
So do you speak Dutch?
I speak French.
Oh.
Aha.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I lived in Belgium for a year, and I was leaving a bar one night, and I heard this guy playing guitar on the street, and he was playing an Ed Sheeran song and just playing the guitar, and I was like, "Hey, just sing with you? Is that okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, for sure." So we started playing together and busking all around Brussels together, and as I was leaving, he kind of gave me a lot of advice, not advice, but just like reassurance of like, he's like, if you want to live this life, if you want to go play music for your living, like, you can do it. Like, just go do it. And he gave me like that little, he gave me a push that I didn't really know that I needed. But it was like this reassurance that just I've held on to for the entirety of after that moment. And yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. It was so, I had that first lyric, the "out on my own," had that in that whole chorus had come to me in the shower, and like I literally hopped out of the shower, shampoo still in my hair, and recorded it into my phone, and like wrote the song,
Wrote around
over the
it.
following 2 weeks after that, and like then got to a point that I was happy, and there used to be some different lyrics and different stuff. That song's been a long time coming, but with some help of some co-writers and good friends of mine, Cale Sarborn and David Hennenberg, they really helped me make it what it is right now. So
Dude, that song slaps.
I like
So
it.
good.
Yeah, and funny that you mentioned Ed Sheeran, because as soon as you started playing that, that's what it reminded me of right away.
Yeah, thank you.
Do
I've
you
had a lot
remember
of people
who? Oh, sorry. You've had a lot of people. Sorry.
tell me that it's like a mixture of Ed Sheeran and John Party. I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Party at all, but he's a country
Maybe.
guy, and but a lot of people said it reminded them a lot of "Don't" by Ed Sheeran. It's that. I met this girl late last year. She said, "Don't you worry if I disappear." Like that one. It's kind of rappy and whatever. So yeah, I'm still a huge Ed Sheeran fan. His songwriting is just incredible. So
and he's a stand-up dude.
he is.
He was in Saskatoon. This was a few years ago, and my wife's cousin went to the show, and so the cousin ended up at a bar, and all of a sudden he looks outside and he's like, "Hey, that's Ed Sheeran." So he ran outside and he's like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And then Ed Sheeran ends up in the bar and parties with whoever was at that bar, and
No
just
way.
a down to earth guy, and just sat and had beer and talked to everybody there, and no ego or anything. It's just like, I'm just a guy that plays guitar and sings.
Plays
and
guitars.
yeah.
That's a good mentality to have, and no matter where my career takes me, I really want to stay grounded for the entire thing, because like you say, like, we're all just people, right? Everybody does different things at different capacities, and like in the end we're all just human, and nobody's better than anyone. Like there's no point.
Well, except for the people that wash their ass with a bidet, but
we're better. I was gonna say, you do need to be careful, because there are crazy people out there too, though.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh
right,
yeah.
like just promise to be very diligent and observant of who some of the fans could possibly be, right?
Yeah, oh for sure. Like even when I was in Grand Prairie, like there were some cards, like there were some weird characters, and like I got off stage one night, and like in the middle of my set, and this girl, she's probably 45-year-old woman, and she was like, "Hey, can you please come sign this coaster for me?" I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll sign a coaster." And she's like, "Put your phone number on the back too." And so I flip it over, I start writing down a fake number, and she was like, I was like, "Why do you want my number?" And she's like, "What, you never had a sugar mama before?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." She's like, "I'll call you tomorrow, I'll take you to the mall and buy you whatever you want." And I was like, sure, sounds good. And then she's like, "Can we get a picture together?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then she started like grabbing my ass, and like I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go in the kitchen for a bit," and I just went back. And I just kind of got away, and like I was like, "Yeah, don't." I'm glad I wrote down a fake number, right? Like it's like,
be like, if you're real, e-transfer me $5,000 right now.
Yeah, exactly. If that's really the deal,
and I'll go give you a private show.
Yeah, I think she really wanted a private show.
Private show.
I think that's really what she wanted. A lot of my friends are into like the new wave rap, and if I'm in a car with them and it's like hype, and it's like I will listen to music that I wouldn't particularly listen to myself if I'm in the right situation for it. Like if I'm at a party and everybody wants to listen to those hype rap songs, great. Like I'll get hyped to it too, but will I listen to that in my own car? Probably not.
Right.
No.
I was just having a conversation with someone about I'm not a pop country fan for the most part. Like Florida Georgia Line, Sam Hunt, those guys don't do anything for me.
No.
But if I was on a boat in the summer and it was just a beautiful day and we were having fun and Cruise by Florida Georgia Line came on, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on in my own car.
You know what? I would probably make a comment how stupid this is, but
yeah,
I wouldn't say turn it off,
Yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't put it on myself, but like everybody's got their own tastes, right? And like obviously pop music in general, it caters to the like pop culture, which is the majority of, like, if you look at the top 100 songs on the charts right now, they got big off of TikTok. Like a large majority, like at least promoted on TikTok. But like there's so many songs that are just getting huge off of TikTok, and that since that is like the center of pop culture for like my age demographic, that's in turn what becomes popular.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it has pop in the name for popular.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I also listened to fucking today I listened to some Shangri-Las. I listened to some there was some Foo Fighters in there, some Motorhead. What the fuck's I forget the name of the band, but they're the ones that sing that Be My Baby. Like the original. I forget who the hell they are. I was listening to that today. Dude, I was all over the place. And then I ended it with some Brayden King.
That's awesome.
And then I just my head just about exploded.
Well, thank you again, Joel. I'm so glad you like the record.
Dude, man, I love it. I'm a fan. 100%. Mark my words on that. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I'm actually getting physical CDs shipped out to me. They'll be getting here in the next couple of days, so I'm excited to have some of those to sell at like shows and stuff.
Chalk me up. I want one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Simple,
but I
things.
do want a CD though. Legit. Autographed. I want it autographed. That's my catch.
Consider it done. Consider it done.
I would ask for one, but I have nothing to play it in. So
that's fair. Not even your car?
No. Well, no.
Wow.
My car's too new.
Yeah, it connects it to the
and my other one is driven by my wife, who might actually like your music. So maybe do send me one.
Might actually.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll like your music.
What was I gonna say?
She's a country girl.
I gotta go back and listen. How many albums do you have on YouTube? Like, there's the new one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have albums.
I only have one album and 2 singles.
Oh, okay. And
2
even
singles that came out prior to this.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, things are pretty new, but I'm really happy with how it's going so far.
Good.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. I'm just looking here on YouTube. I looked you up on YouTube.
I got a music video there that was sponsored by Original 16. That was really cool.
Was that the Bad Night to Be a Beer?
Yeah. That was a fun one.
You know what's
subscribed.
Fun? Joel, you know what's fun? Going back in Brayden's Instagram feed all the way down.
Oh,
dude, I'm gonna No?
Oh yeah.
I gotta clean that up a bit, man.
Oh, do tell.
Oh no, man. It's just he's 21 now, and one of his first Instagram pictures is from 2017. So that's roughly 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't do math very well, but he would have been 16.
Let's put that picture up there for the people watching at home.
Giver, man. I don't know which picture you're looking at, but like I was a chunky boy back in the day.
Oh?
And I was big. And yeah. Everyone always asks me, like, when I'm at shows, they're like, did you ever play basketball or anything? I'm like, man, if only you knew. I was not a very mobile kid.
Well, there's a kid standing next to you who's obviously playing basketball or volleyball.
Oh yeah, my buddies all play basketball for sure.
So this is you in the Post Malone shirt, or in the Guns N' Roses shirt, singing Post Malone.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
My dude, you aged well.
I also don't wear glasses anymore.
You have
because
contacts?
you don't want to, or contacts?
I wear contacts.
Yeah.
It's just a better look for sure. But yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna put it on here, but the people listening and watching, you can follow Brayden King Music on Instagram and all platforms, and go see for yourself.
Oh yeah.
But you need to be quick, because I think he's deleting stuff as we speak.
No.
And you need to.
I might have to do a little sift.
When you do that, you need to find the one of him singing Post Malone and comment you found this from the Sit Down podcast on his post.
Yes, do that.
That'd be so awesome. I'm gonna leave that one up. I actually like that video.
Right on.
I'm a big Post Malone fan. I actually got shouted out by Post Malone at one of his concerts.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I went to see Post Malone in Antwerp, Belgium, in 2019, and I'd seen videos of him. So he's got that song "Stay," the same song that I was playing there, and I'd seen him bring up fans to play it on stage before. So I had this huge sign that said, "Hey, can I play Stay on guitar?" And I was holding it up like the whole show. Like,
how far from the stage were you?
Super close, like very close.
Like he saw it.
He saw it for sure. So he pointed at it. He's like, "Hey, dude, you can't play, but this song's for you." And he played "Stay" right away. So
sweet.
That was super cool. I'm guessing. Like I'd seen videos of him doing it in like earlier shows, and now he's like such high production and everything like that like, and maybe one time it went wrong and you just don't want that margin of error anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see that happen. I like seeing when people bring people up on stage. It's like, that's really cool. There's a girl out of Edmonton here, Haley Benedict, kind of like right at the start of her career. She's young. She's a bit younger than me, but like Keith Urban brought her up on stage, and she sang one of her original songs, and then that's like right when she started like recording and stuff, which is like super cool. Yeah,
oh yeah, man. Okay,
it's my bedtime. Well,
dude.
bedtime,
this episode's been awesome. I'm gonna have fun editing this one.
Yeah,
it's been great, man.
You'll have to come back too, because I have a feeling we're not done talking yet.
No,
for sure.
And I've got singles that I'll be pushing in the next couple months too. Like I would be happy to come back anytime.
You know where to find us.
You are part of the family. This door is wide open for you, man. Anytime you want to come on, just you know how to find us, dude. Reach out.
Yep, for sure.
For sure. You got a fan in me, dude. 100%.
Thank you so much.
Right on. I'm gonna ask if you can maybe take us out with one more track. Is that okay?
100%, man. All right, so this is a song that I wrote about the story of me getting my first guitar from my grandfather when I was 6 years old, and then a couple years later he got sick, and this is the story of that. A big box sat under an evergreen tree. Grandpa smiled and gave that one to me. A gift filled with dreams. The guitar begged for not another toy. A frozen all, then cheered with joy. He just chuckled and said, "You're welcome, my boy." I was doing it all wrong, but I sat down and played him a song. 6 years later and I had a show. Dad sat me down, said he couldn't go. Grandpa was getting tests in the hospital. 10 minutes before, shaking in my chair, then someone from behind me pulled on my hair. 2 generations before me stood right there. All the cameras on that stage, but I played my songs for him that day. Things weren't easy for him on that trip around the sun. The twin rocking chair was empty and he only cooked for one. But I'll always remember the smile that I saw from that stage when I played my songs for him that day. Fast forward a month, sitting by his bed. To this day I don't recall what he said, with too many thoughts racing in my head. I left the room, found a piano. When I'm choked up, music is the place I go. Just then there was a knocking at the door. Dad said we're leaving soon.
but then they wheeled him into the room. He asked me for a song, and I sang my heart out loud. When I was done, he grabbed my hand and he told me he was proud. I remember feeling happy when they took him away, 'cause I played a song for him that day. And I'll never forget the day we laid him to rest. I wore one of his ties, 'cause I had to look my best. I tried to hold my tears back when they called me up to play, and I sang one more song for him that day. Yes, I sang one more song for him that day.
Like, I spent half the time talking about stories with Dead Levy, and then they do the same thing. They're always talking about me, and it's like, we should probably do something together, boys.